friends! Today we're going to be tracking words in a text. Here's our objective. I can touch each word in the text bikes to demonstrate my knowledge of tracking print.
Hello everyone, this is Miss Gagne.
This is Mrs. Bialy.
And today we are going to practice tracking. Mrs. Bialy, can you remind me, what is tracking?
Ooh, when I track a text, I know that I need to point to each word as I read. So, to track the text, we get our finger ready and we point to every single word and make sure we jump over the spaces.
I see. Oh, and today on our morning message about feelings, I saw a lot of dots. I also saw each sentence had some of the same words.
Oh, I remember this morning I read the sentence that said, "This one looks happy." So maybe I might see some of those power words today in this text?
Maybe. We'll have to read and listen very carefully. Now, Mrs. Bialy, when I start tracking, one thing I need to remember is where do I start my sentence? And I have a special dot I use to remember that. Do you remember what color that dot is?
Oh, I remember that when we start a sentence, we think about go. And green means go.
So I think I will get my green dot ready. And let's see, we have a few sentences here. Where should I put my green at the beginning? Should I put it at this part or this part?
The first part that you said, right before the first word in the sentence. That tells me that I'm getting ready to go and get ready to read the sentence.
Yes, and I know this is my first word because I see a capital T, and we always start for capital. So I will make my dot here. Whoop. Let's see, where are my other sentences?
I see another capital T.
Is it right here?
It's right there.
All right. Let's see, down here I think is a sentence.
Oh, a capital T again.
Oh, and it looks like one more.
Yep.
There's our T.
There it is.
So we do this. Now, I think there's another dot that goes at the end. What color is that one?
So I start at green and I read until I have to stop. And if I stop when I'm driving a car, I get to a stop sign. It's a red light.
So I need to pick my red dot and get started. Now, how do I know it's the end of a sentence?
So I know it starts with a capital, that's where the green is, and I read it until I get to the punctuation, and this one is a period.
So I'm gonna put my red dot right here after my period. Let me check my others. A period. Oops. A period. Oh, and there's my green. A period. So I think we found all 4 of our sentences today. Now, when I'm reading a sentence, I need to point to the words when I'm tracking. But I do something special to remember the point. I use dots, but I use black dots, so that way it matches my words. So I will read the first 2, Mrs. Bialy, and then I will need you to help me with reading the last 2. Now, before we begin, today's reading is bikes. Mrs. Bialy, have you ever rode a bike?
I have. I used to have a pink bike when I was younger.
Ooh, that is so fun. I used to ride them, but I always rode with my friends. Maybe we'll see the bikes riding places that we have rode before. Let's see. This one rides in the dirt. Ooh. Now, you will notice I have two words right here. I think we saw this morning.
I know those power words. This one.
Yep, this one. Let's see if our next sentence has those words. THIS, this.
Yeah.
And then one, which I know from math. So one. Let's see, this is the same word. So I think it rides. I-N, in, T-H-E, the, mud. So this one rides in the mud. Ooh,
These
very
books are
nice.
getting messy.
Mrs. Bialy, can you help me read these last two?
Ooh, let's see. I know this one rides in the water. Water. This one rides in the water.
Maybe it's getting clean.
Good idea. This one rides in the sand.
Ooh. Mrs. Bialy, have you ever rode a bike in sand?
I have not. I think that would be hard. I've only ever ridden a bike on the street or on the sidewalk.
Me too. But maybe some of our friends have seen someone ride a bike in the sand and are super good at it. Ooh, and look, Mrs. Bialy, we've read all of our sentences today.
Good job for us.
Good job. I know our friends can also do this and listen again and help track just like we did. Okay, well that is all, my friends. Make sure you check back later to hear from me and Mrs. Bialy about what else we know about bikes. Bye.
Bye, friends.